Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Today's big news is an announcement by the Union Home Affairs Ministry, according to which the AFSPA law is now being reduced from 3 states of the northeast part of India. We will discuss what exactly is the AFSPA law, from where exactly has the law been taken back, and what can be the implications of this taking back of the law from the northeast part of the country. Now, I'm sure all of you would be very familiar with the AFSPA. This is an extremely sensitive and significant topic for your UPSC preparation. AFSPA, as you know, stands for Armed Forces Special Powers Act and gives immense powers to the army, the state and the central police forces in order to tackle insurgency in disturbed areas. It gives the power to the forces to kill, search houses, destroy any property that in their view is likely to be used by insurgents and has been declared as a disturbed area by the Union Home Affairs Ministry. The security forces also in these areas can arrest a person without any warrant and can also arrest a person who is about to commit a cognizable offense but has not committed any offense till now. If the forces have any reasonable suspicion, they are empowered by this law to arrest the people and take them into custody. Because of which this law has led to a lot of human rights violations, a lot of illegal killings in the past in multiple states of the northeast, the recent one being in Nagaland's Mon district. And that is why this law has faced a lot of opposition in most states of the northeast part of India. This law also gives the security forces legal immunity from their actions in the disturbed areas, which has led to all these protests. Now, as per the notification given by the Union Home Affairs Ministry, the ministry has said that AFSPA is now being removed from 15 police stations in 7 districts of Nagaland, 15 police station areas in 6 districts of Manipur, and 23 districts entirely and 1 district partially in Assam. So the 3 states in the northeast part of India from where AFSPA is being partially withdrawn is Nagaland, Manipur and Assam. The Home Affairs Minister said that the withdrawal of AFSPA is an indication that the security situation is fast improving in the northeast part of the country and that the government's peace efforts are bringing good results. Now, the question also is, why was AFSPA first imposed in the northeast part of the country? If you look at the history of AFSPA, you would see that the first area or the first insurgency because of which AFSPA was imposed in the northeast part of the country was because of the Naga insurgency issue. It was when the Naga nationalist movement started in the 1950s. That is when the parliament decided that it is time for AFSPA to be imposed so that the armed forces in the Naga dominated areas are given special powers to curb this insurgency. Later on, Manipur also faced a similar insurgency when 3 Naga dominated areas were put under AFSPA in 1958. As the successionist movement started to come up in different parts of the northeast India, more and more areas started coming under AFSPA. And that is how the law engulfed the entire northeast part of the country within a few decades. Now, this announcement by the Home Affairs Ministry might come in as a surprise for some people because there's nothing that happened in the last few days that would have suggested that the Home Affairs Ministry would take such a decision. The most recent incident related to AFSPA, as I said earlier, is the one in Nagaland's Mon district in December last year when in an army operation, 6 civilians were gunned down. And then the civilians and the local residents attacked the army installations that also led to multiple loss of life. After that, the Nagaland State Assembly had passed a resolution for repeal of AFSPA. Do keep in mind that such resolutions are not binding on the union government and the union government decides which area to be considered as a disturbed area for the purpose of AFSPA. Interestingly, while there are some districts in Nagaland from where AFSPA has been withdrawn, AFSPA is still imposed in the Mon district. So the district where the killing of civilians happened, that district is still under AFSPA because that is still a part of the disturbed area. Also, the notification of disturbed area under AFSPA has been enforced in Assam since 1990, in Nagaland since 1995, and in Manipur since 2004, except the Imphal municipality area. It was in 2015 that the government finally started to remove AFSPA one by one from major parts of the northeast. In 2015, the government removed AFSPA entirely from Tripura and Meghalaya and partially from Arunachal Pradesh. There are 3 districts and 2 police stations of Arunachal Pradesh which are still under the AFSPA Act. The Chief Minister of Assam, Shri Hemant Biswa Sarma, also wrote on Twitter that Assam has been under AFSPA since 1990 and because of the efforts of the central government, now the state of Assam will very soon be completely free of AFSPA in the coming days. Now, The other reason that is given by the Union Home Affairs Ministry in their notification is that the number of conflicts in the Northeast are declining at a rapid pace. The central government also has signed multiple agreements in the past few years in the northeastern part of India, specifically to bring peace in the region. That includes a Bodo Accord, the Karbi-Anglong Agreement of 2021, and also the National Liberation Front of Tripura Agreement of 2019 that brought militants into the mainstream in the state of Tripura. There was also the Bru-Reang Refugee Agreement of 2020 to resettle these refugees in the state of Tripura. And then the most recent one was the agreement between the Chief Minister of Assam and Meghalaya to resolve the outstanding disputes of boundary between Assam and Meghalaya. Thus, a withdrawal of AFSPA from multiple parts of Northeast just seems to be a step in the same progression as the government has been taken in the past few years. Do remember, the first committee that was set up by the central government that had suggested repeal of AFSPA was the Jeevan Reddy Committee of 2004, which was set up by the UPA government, but its recommendations were not really accepted by the government at that point of time. Also, the security situation has improved considerably as per the Home Affairs Ministry in the northeast part of the country. In 2021, for example, there were 74% lesser incidents of militancy in northeast as compared to 2014. Even the death of our security personnel has fallen down considerably. It has fallen down by 60%, and the death of civilians has fallen down by 84%. And that is why, all things considered, the Union Home Affairs Ministry thought that this is a perfect time to repeal AFSPA and bring back normalcy into these parts of Northeast India. This is it for today's big news session. Thank you so much for watching.